If you ever see a delivery job that pays more than a doctor's salary, don't take it. I was 18, fresh out of a nowhere town where the only futures were going away for college or clocking in at the local mill. I hated school, but I also hated the idea of working a minimum wage job. So here I was, unemployed. My parents were done paying for me, so I did what I always did when I felt cornered. I went online, past the surface, into the dark web. That's where I found it. Private courier for discreet clients. Relocation to Los Angeles required. Compensation, extraordinary. 2 rules, in bold. 1. Do not look at the mail. 2. Do not look recipients in the eyes. I thought, rich people quirks. NDA theater, whatever. We did a video interview with someone whose face stayed blurred by security software. The voice was warm, practiced. Follow the rules, it said. You'll do fine. The contract arrived through a secure portal the next day. Signing it felt like stepping off a ledge and hoping the fog below was a mattress. They moved me to LA, gave me a matte black van with a logo I couldn't quite read, like a word in a language my brain refused to learn. Routes came to a locked tablet each dawn. The houses were cathedral glass palaces poured into the hills, with driveways so quiet you could hear your pulse in your ears. I never met anyone. I left boxes on smooth stone steps. Cameras blinked, gates slid open and shut like I was a ghost the property had decided to tolerate. I kept my eyes down. I didn't shake packages or peel labels. I didn't look at anything longer than it took to scan it. And the money. God. The money. It hit every Friday, clean as a whistle. I upgraded to a hillside rental with a view that looked fake. I bought my parents a new roof. I told myself I'd do this 1 year, stack cash, and figure the rest out later. Then, 3 months in, the doorbell rang in the middle of the night. On my porch stood a guy wearing my uniform, same cut, same badge, except his was shredded and stiff with old blood. He leaned on the frame like the house was the only thing keeping him vertical. He lifted his head. Same face shape as mine if you'd sanded it with weeks of insomnia. It's you, he rasped. You're the replacement. He tried to smile and failed. His eyes filled from the corners like a sink. I broke the rules, he said. I had to. The world needs to know. Then his body went out from under him like a plug had been pulled. He hit the wood. He didn't move. I should have called someone. Instead, I dragged him to the backyard, dug into the hard slope until my hands became one throbbing blister, and I buried him. Morning came like nothing had happened. My tablet chimed. Same route, same houses. Except now I noticed details I'd trained myself not to see. Every return label was the same address, written in characters that looked like ants arranging themselves into prayers. Every box made a sound when I lifted it, soft, nearly subsonic, like something breathing through cloth. At a property that morning, I caught my toe on a step. I went down hard. The carton tumbled, the tape split. The contents slid across the patio. I glanced at them. They looked like slugs made of midnight, long, ribbed things that pulsed inward, as if swallowing their own shape. Where they touched the stone, a wet shadow remained, seeping, eager. A memory rose from an old forum thread, a theory I'd laughed at. The ultra-rich don't age because they don't allow time to collect on them. They eat something that eats you back. Immortality leased on the condition you share your soul with whatever's chewing from the other side. My mind raced. Could it be? The front door opened. A man stepped out, late 40s. He wore all white. His bare feet didn't mind the cold stone. He was smiling with the calm of someone who had never, in his life, been told no. Is everything all right? He asked gently. I kept my gaze on his ankles. I tried to speak. I can repack it. It's all right, he said, and moved closer. There was a steadiness to him, a gravity that pulled breath from your ribs. Accidents happen. My hands shook as I scooped the writhing things back into the box. One brushed my skin. The contact was cold, then blazing hot, then something that wasn't temperature at all. A taste of a memory I didn't remember giving away. Me at 7, leaning out a car window into summer. It took it. "Look at me," the man said. I froze. His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. "Look at me," he repeated kindly. I looked. His eyes were not eyes. They were deep places with a surface, like endless lakes. Something in me leaned forward like a moth to a dark lamp. Images bloomed. Dining rooms with chairs that never emptied. Rooms where the windows were mirrors because nothing outside mattered. A procession of vans, uniforms, replacements. A ledger. Names crossed out with symbols, not ink. And the slugs, hundreds, shivering like a choir that sang without sound. I ran. I didn't decide to. My body revolted on my behalf. I sprinted to the van, fishtailed down the hill, blew 2 red lights I never saw. I parked behind a fast food place where the lights buzz and the ketchup tastes like childhood. I locked the doors. I'm writing this with hands that won't stop stuttering. If you find the posting, if the numbers cleave your common sense from your skull, remember this. The wealthy don't need couriers for mail. They need couriers for hunger. If anyone asks for a replacement, don't be me. Don't be next.